Picking the right graphics card can change how you feel about your PC. Gaming with high-performing graphics cards can easily be the difference running a laggy, subpar program and a highly effective clear picture. In this video, we break down the top 5 best graphics card on the market this year based on how people tend to use their individual budgets. So, if you're interested in finding out which graphics card will be best for you, stay tuned. Whether you're looking for a budget option just to get by, or looking for the best of the best, we have a great choice for you. As always, all the links to all the products mentioned in this video will be in the description down below. We always keep the description up to date with information we may not get a chance to mention in this video. And if any newer versions of these products are released, or any better products are released, we'll be updating the description down below along with the links to find the best price on each product. So, for the most up-to-date information, be sure to check out the description. Our first choice is the XFX RX 460 2GB, or the best graphics card under $100. AMD is positioning the Radeon RX 460 as an affordable solution for esports gamers who want to blow past not just 60 frames per second, but 90, with high settings at 1080p resolution without breaking the bank. What's more, the RX 460's unique blend of features could make it a viable alternative to the legendary GTX 750 Ti in home theater PCs or power-constrained computers. The conservative design not only allows AMD and its partners to offer the Radeon RX 460 at an affordable price, it's also reduced the TDP of the reference version to a mere 75 watts, low enough that it could be powered solely by your motherboard's PCIe slot without any extra power connectors whatsoever. It could also power a kick-ass small form factor home theater PC, especially since the Radeon RX 460 supports HDMI 2B and high dynamic range video. Beyond the HDMI 2B port, you'll also find solitary DVI-D and DisplayPort 1.4 connections, the latter of which supports resolutions far beyond what you'll realistically use this card for in a gaming PC. You'll find that most of these traditional games require dropping the graphics settings down to medium to hit decent frame rates, but that's for most people. Although this graphics card definitely doesn't have the best performance, it performs very acceptable for its price. If you're looking for a graphics card under $100, you'll be hard-pressed to find a product to compete with the XFX RX 460 2GB. Next up is the Radeon RX 470 4GB, the best value graphics card. The Radeon 4X 470 uses the exact same chip as the RX 480, called Polaris 10. The RX 470 uses binned Polaris 10 chips, a common practice in the world of microelectronics. These binned chips don't make the grade as RX 480 units, but they're still good enough to match the specification of the less powerful RX 470. It has a dual fan design with 9 blades on each. The shroud is made of black plastic, and the backplate is a simple matte black affair, with a hexagram affirming the satanic themes of Power Color's Red Devil. The Power Color RX 470 comes with a small switch on its near side that toggles between the overclocked mode and a quieter, more power-efficient mode. Also, like the RX 480, the RX 470 can handle games at 2560 by 1440, but on newer games to high settings, frame rates are in the 30s, making it just barely playable. So really, it's a 1080p card. It's fantastic at that resolution though, hitting 60 FPS in most titles at high settings. We're getting in the mid-50s at least, which is close enough to have a pretty awesome gaming experience. Overall, if you're looking for a solid value pick, you won't be disappointed here. It provides good performance at a reasonable price. For our best mid-range pick, we have the MSI Gaming Radeon 4X 480. Now, we're moving away from some of the value or budget picks and into the top performers. The Radeon RX 480 GPU is based off a chip AMD calls Polaris 10, and it's designed to offer more than enough power to run VR games at an affordable price, lowering the price of admission to the VR funhouse and vying for the title of best bang for the buck GPU in existence. Sure, mid-range performance isn't always quite as attention-grabbing as a high-end GPU, like the GTX 1080, but AMD's gambit is that people want a VR-ready GPU, but don't want to have to pay $400 for it, as that was the previous cost of admission, as the baseline GPUs were the GTX 970 and the Radeon R9 290. The RX 480 is a full-sized card that requires 2 PCI Express slots, and is offered in both the reference design as well as tricked-out versions from AMD's partners. The RX 480 is a 150-watt GPU, which is a bit lower than the previous generation cards, since the R9 380 had a TDP of 190 watts, and the Tahiti-based R9 280X was at 250 watts, but 30 watts higher than its main competitor, the GTX 1060. Clock speeds in the RX 480 are higher than what we've seen for previous mid-range Radeon cards, but lower than those in the GTX 1060 due to differences in the respective architectures. The card has a base clock speed of 1120 MHz and a boost clock of 1266, which is 442 MHz lower than the boost clock of the GTX 1060, But the RX 480 kind of makes up for it, with more stream processors and more memory bandwidth too. Overall, the RX 480 is a fantastic GPU for the money, and the $200 version seems like a hell of a bargain. If you're looking for a solid mid-range performer, I would recommend this over similar range products, like the GTX 1060. Next up is the EVGA GeForce GTX 1070, or the best graphics card for the money. The 1070's use of Nvidia's Pascal architecture is the successor to Nvidia's previous Maxwell GPU architecture. It improves on Maxwell using a smaller manufacturing process, which reduces the chip's fabrication nodes from 28 nanometers to 16. The Pascal architecture enables Nvidia to fit more transistors onto a smaller piece of silicon, thus increasing performance while reducing power consumption to a modest 150 watts. Nvidia boosted the 1070 speed to 1506 MHz, which again is a significant improvement over the 970's 1050 MHz core clock speed. The 1080 clocks in at slightly higher with 1607 MHz. It's also a marked improvement on the 970, whose lack of memory speed is a constant problem. The 970 features a more modest 4GB of GDDR5 memory, only 3.5 GB of which was generally usable for the majority of the time. This made 4 gaming on it a pipe dream, and 1440 a serious push. The only possible quibbles you could have with the 1070's core specs is that it doesn't feature the GDDR5X memory seen on the GTX 1080, and is limited to a 2-card SLI configuration. If you're a PC gamer stuck on a GTX 970 or below, and are looking for a decent upgrade, the GTX 1070 is the best value choice that you're going to get for the money, and it performs solidly with 1440p games or below. Although it doesn't match the performance of the GTX 1080 in 4K, and likely won't be as good at VR, you won't find a better card for under $400. Last, but certainly not least, is the Nvidia GeForce GTX 1080, which has the best high-end performance, and it's the best Nvidia graphics card. The GeForce GTX 1080 has a big problem. It's almost too powerful, at least for the popular esports titles with modest visual demands. Running Counter-Strike Global Offensive, League of Legends, or Dota 2 on a modern high-end graphics card can mean your hardware is pumping out hundreds of frames per second, blowing away the refresh rates of most monitors. The GeForce GTX 1080 also continues Nvidia's transition of supporting technology built for home theater PCs. After the GTX 960 and 950 became the first major graphics cards to support HDCP 2.2 for copyrighted 4K videos over HDMI, the GTX 1080 embraces high dynamic range video technology, aka HDR. HDR displays boost brightness to create more range between darkness and light. As simple as it sounds, the improvement in visual quality is borderline startling. The GTX 1080 packs a single HDMI 2B connection, a single dual-link DVI-D connector, and 3 full-size display ports that are DP 1.2 certified, but ready for DP 1.3 and 1.4. That readiness enables support for 4K monitors running at 120Hz, 5K displays at 60Hz, and even 8K displays at 60Hz, though you'll need a pair of cables to run that last scenario. Overall, if you're looking for the best of the best, a graphics card to pair with a 4K gaming monitor, then this will be the top choice. That's all for this video. We hoped you liked it, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a like. If you're new to the channel and you liked it, consider subscribing. We do all kinds of videos like this over a number of products, all aimed to providing the best products and making purchasing decisions simple and easy. We also sometimes do giveaways with some of the products mentioned in this video. And the only way to be a part of this giveaways is, you guessed it, by hitting that subscribe button, as they're exclusive to subscribers. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, hope everyone has a great day, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.